If you ever got to travel on a tall ship, you'd learn about history, geography, currents, Columbus, and how to sail. The Pinta and the Nina are replicas of the 15th century ships sailed by Christopher Columbus. They were recently docked in Norwich, Connecticut. We learned how sailors crossed the ocean in what was then state-of-the-art sailing technology. The Nina, built in 1991, and the Pinta, built from 2002 to 2005 in Brazil, travel an interesting route. Dylan Marshall, first mate, tells us more.
The ship that we are on currently is the Pinta, and she is an upscaled replica. She's about 30% larger than the original ship by volume, so she's quite a bit larger than the original. And this ship, they did use some power tools and electricity to construct the ship. For example, they used a chainsaw to cut down the trees. However, the Nina behind us, no power tools, no electricity whatsoever. The trees were cut down with hand saws and axes, and every single thing was done all by hand. So it was a painstakingly authentic undertaking to construct the ship, and I'm sure it was quite difficult. It took 20 men 32 months to build the Nina, so a little under 3 years. And they were very skilled shipwrights as well. They knew what they were doing. It's not like they were just dilly-dallying around. So it was tough. We sail all over North America. So we go into dry dock in Bayou La Battery, Alabama, or as they say down there, Bayou La Battery. Bayou La Battery. I don't know. Bayou La Battery, Alabama, which is just about here. And typically we spend 1 month there doing maintenance on the ship. We pull the ship out of the water, scrape all the barnacles off of the hull, and do all kinds of scheduled maintenance there. So, and then after that, after we spend a month there, then we tour around the Gulf for a little while, kind of go to the west coast of Florida here, making stopping all along the way, and then we make our way to the east coast, either around Key West or through Lake Okeechobee. And we did that this year. We went through Lake Okeechobee because there was enough water for us. There was at least 7 feet of water, which is what we require. So we went through Lake Okeechobee and then sailed north all the way, skirting the coast. We typically stay pretty close to the coast, or we go on the intracoastal waterway, which is just inland of the Atlantic. And go north on the coast, go through the Chesapeake Bay, and then through the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal, the C&D Canal, and then go up here and through Long Island, and go through the Long Island Sound, and then we'll be going all the way up to Maine this year, and then we're headed back down to New York City, and then north on the Hudson River, and then we're gonna do a hard deport and take the Erie Canal into the Great Lakes and sail around the Great Lakes, and then go down the Calumet Canal, down the Illinois River to the Mississippi River, and then back down to the Gulf. We typically do that annually. We do this every year, looping all around North America and stopping all along the way to give tours to people and talk about Christopher Columbus. And that's called the Great Loop, or the North American Great Loop. There's actually kind of a whole subculture of sailing people that do that year-round, just loop around North America.
There were many chores on board.
Oh my goodness, I have all types of chores. Every morning we scrub the deck. That's a daily chore, scrubbing the deck, keeping our ship shape. We stain the ship, we clean the ship. Down below it's very modern, so we have a galley, which is a kitchen on a ship, so we're cooking and cleaning up dishes and, you know, maintaining the ship, making sure that everything is running properly. And then sailing the ship from place to place is occasionally quite a big chore, getting her from one place to another and making sure that everyone is safe on board and that we can dock the ship safely. Safety first, most important rule.
How do you get to be a first mate?
You have a lot of experience, I suppose. I spent a lot of time on board the ship and learned a lot, and I have a strong work ethic, I think really helps. I want to work, I want to help out. I'm always striving to do something more and trying to learn more and working harder and striving for more and more knowledge. I think that's kind of what brought me to where I am today.
If you ever want to step back in time, come and see these state-of-the-art replicas from the Norwich Harbor. This is Nate Sweeney reporting.